Audio Jungle.
Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to learn the types of press tool operations. Basically, types of press tool operations are of two types. First is the cutting operation and second one is the non-cutting operation. Cutting operation is also called as the shearing operation and non-cutting operation called as the forming operation. Now we are going to see the types of cutting operations. In press tool operations, punch and die, these are the two members. There are various types of cutting operations used in press tools like piercing operation, blanking operation, notching operation, lancing operation, parting off, cut off, cropping, perforating, nibbling, lowering, trimming, shaving. All these operations are of the cutting operations. That means shearing operations happen during the cutting of the metal strip. First of all, we are going to see what is piercing operation. You can see in the image, punching in sheet metal is cutting desired profile in sheet metal. The primary strip from which the metal is cut is usable and internal cut piece is scrap. You can see in the image. Now we are going to see the blanking operation. In blanking operation, making a sheet metal blank with desired shape. Here primary strip is scrap, you can see in the image, and blank is usable. That is called as the blanking operation. Now we are going to see the notching operation. You can see the image on the screen. It is an operation for removing a piece of scrap from the edges. That is called as the notching operation. Next is the lancing operation. In lancing operation, three sides cutting and one side is the bending operation. Look at the image on the screen. In case of parting off operation, the material becomes cut between the two components to separate it from the parent metal. Look at the image, the scrap becomes falling down and the sheet is divided into the two parts. In case of cut-off operation, the cutting action must be along a line. Cut-off line you can see, and the one of the portion is the scrap and component is in the downward direction. You can see that is the cut-off operation. That means the cutting operation, it is along a line. Next is the cropping. Cutting operation to control the strip movement. You can look at here, that is the cropping, and these are the scrap, and feeding direction is towards from the left to the rightward direction. Perforating. When maximum number of holes are pierced in single stroke of press machine, called as the perforating. Look at the image, number of holes becomes cut in a one stroke. Now we are going to see the nibbling. In nibbling, to cut out the sheet to size with help of the punching. You can see there are number of punches used to cut that sheet into the two parts. That operation is called as the nibbling. Lowering. Three sides becomes form and one side is the cutting operation. Look at the image, only one side becomes cut and other three sides becomes formed. Now we are going to see the trimming operation. In case of trimming operation, to cut the excess material which is left out on the flange of the drawn component. Look at the image. the extra unwanted material becomes trimmed from the finished part. That finished part you can see the image, that is the after trimming, and these are the scrap at the left hand side. Shaving operation. In shaving operation, it provides finish cut to the blanks and pierced holes. That is the shaving. Now we are going to see the non-cutting operations. In non-cutting operation includes bending, drawing, embossing, coining, hemming, seaming, curling and bulging. All these operations under the non-cutting operations. All these operations comes under the non-cutting operations, which we are going to see step by step. First of all, bending operation. In bending operation, the sheet can be bent at an certain angle or specified angle. You can see the image. That is the bending operation. In drawing operation, it is the process of changing the flat sheet into the pre-cut metal blank into hollow vessel. You can see the image just like a bowl shape. That is the drawing operation. Now we are going to see the embossing. In case of embossing operation, shallow forming operation at equal thickness. Thickness becomes uniform. You can look at the image of the embossing operation. Coining. It is the operation of making impression and depression on sheet metal. Bulging. It expands the cups along a narrow band and at the same time reduce the height. You can look at the image on the screen. The drawn cup is having the higher height, but after the bulging its height becomes reduced and it expands the cup dia. That operation is called as the bulging operation. Hemming. Hemming operation, it is used for to join the two sheets. Look at the image. Just C-shaped structure and after that it becomes pressed. That joining of the two sheets called as the hemming. Now we are going to see the seaming operation. It is the operation of pushing the material inside or outside all around the periphery. That operation is called as the seaming. Curling operation. It is the operation of turn the edges inside called as the curling operation to provide the strength at the top and for the safety purpose. Sharp edges or sharp corners becomes curl. Now we are going to see the types of presses. During press tool operations, there are various types of presses used. Start from the 2 ton to 200 tons for applying the pressures, and their classifications are depending upon various factors like shape, like table, position, stroke, number of slides, and according to the type of drives and its actuation, which type of actuation it has, like a mechanical or hydraulic, and according to type of operations also. So these are the various different types of presses we are going to see step by step. According to the shape, the press machines are classified according to the shape, that is C shape and H shape. You can look at the image. In C shape, the C frame structure, you can look at the image. You can observe that it is a C frame and open height, press bolster thickness and the table width and depth are mentioned. Table length, table depth and back opening, table height. All these are the specifications of the C frame. So during selection of press machine, we should have to understand the how much force we require to do the cutting operation or shearing operation or bending operation, which operations we are going to do, and its specifications also we have to understand. According to the shape, second type is the H type. In H frame, it looks like the H shape, so it is called as the H frame. Next classification according to the table deposition. First is the inclinable table and second one is the non-inclinable table. These are the classification of press tool according to the table deposition. According to the stroke, press tool is divided, press machine is divided or classified. Press machine is classified into two types, that is the fixed stroke and variable stroke. Press machines are classified according to the number of slides, that is single action, second one is the double action, third one is the triple action. In single action, you can see the image on the screen. The eccentric gear, the eccentric shape frame you can observe, and there is a flywheel which applies the pressure at the downwards in a single stroke, so called as the single action mechanical press. In double action, look at the image, the blank holder cam. There are the two blank holder cam. Blank holder is also available and drawing ram. So this is the double action. According to the type of drive, press machine is classified into the crank type. Look at the image on the screen. The crank is connected with the pitman, or you can say the connecting rod. So the ram becomes move in the upward and downward direction, and it will apply pressure on the press tool, apply load or apply force on the press tool. According to the type of drive, second is the knuckle type. Just look at the image. In knuckle type, press ram is attached and the adjoining wedges and crank is moving the upward and downward direction. Third type is the screw type. In screw type, the threads are applicable and it rotates, so it will apply the force from the top direction on the press tool. According to the method of actuation, the hydraulic. Second type is the hydraulic press machine. In hydraulic press machine, the operator can just apply the button and the press becomes hydraulically controlled. You can see the image. You can see the image on the screen, the guide pillars and the ram. This is about the hydraulic actuation. So this is about the press machines. Thank you.